Hello, hello, hello everyone! Welcome to 60 Seconds Reatomized, which I thought we'd have a lovely little look at today, because why not? It sounds like fun to me. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So, a new game, sounds like a plan. Let's go on to Apocalypse Mode, which is the full atomic experience. Scavenge around your house for supplies, then survive the post-apocalypse in your fallout shelter. Hope for the best, shall we? Right. This looks like as good a setup to me. Come on, Ted. Let's give this a go. Fingers crossed for a good layout to the house. Am I right? What are we going to get? Okay, here we are. We are down here. We're by the bathroom. I spy and hear some bug spray. Oh my gosh, what is that noise? Mary Jane. Blooming heck. Ah, it's begun, it's begun, it's begun. Quick, just grab anything because this is where we are and we gotta make the most of it. Okay, one clear bathroom. Got some water in here. Timmy, you'll do. Let's have the radio. Dump you off. What's going on in here? That's a can of water. I thought I was getting food, but hey, we'll have you, Dolores. And another tin of food. Just spied that that's where the med pack is. Med pack is immensely useful, so we'll have that. Dump that. Quick, grab some more food. You can never have too much food. That seems to be the answer. I'm not really sure where... Oh, there's Mary Jane. No, quick, what's happened? I apparently can't move. I appear to be stuck. No, 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 no. Okay, we're dead. We're dead. That's not entirely what I had planned. Let's try that once more, shall we? Just once. See if we can't do a slightly better job than that. Okay, so here you may be able to see exactly the same game setup as before. Mary Jane's still making a horrendous amount of din. My gosh, she is quite irritating. Right, and here we go. Who knows what we are grabbing? Anything. Anything, it would seem, is the answer. Throw all that in. Right, family members, Mary Jane, just because you make an obnoxious amount of din and you're quite annoying, you are going in. Right, a food and a water, they are good. I've just spotted the radio is sat up there on the bookshelf. We'll have to grab that in a sec. First, oh, this is a well-filled bathtub, isn't it? Right, we've got Dolores, and we've got some soup, we've got a water. Radio, and apparently ammunition is in there too, because why not? Can we have that water can? Let's do it. In we go. Let's go back in here, because it's nice and close. We'll grab those, and we'll have another tin of food out the bathtub. No, I don't think there's time to get anything else. Oh gosh. Well, at least this time we survived. Although, did we get anything useful? I'm a little bit apprehensive. I know we got the radio. That's good. What else did we pick up? It was all just a bit frantic, wasn't it? My days. Did we get the med pack? I don't think we got the med pack. Oh, we did get the med pack. Okay. We did not get enough water. 3 does not seem like it's going to last us very long. But we've got the med pack. We've got the gun, we've got the axe, Boy Scout book, torch, radio, and of course harmonica, because why not? Okay. All of us made it into the shelter just a second before the blast. That was a close one. As long as we're all together, we can make it work down here. We remember hearing canned soup is healthy for you. We vaguely remember stashing some things in the shelter because there was no room for them upstairs. Turns out being messy can really work in your favour. Plus 1 gun. Our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from cans, we'll sleep on cans, we'll even talk to cans. Some of us already do. There's barely enough water for everyone. We will have to ration it strictly. This is the best stocked shelter we've ever seen. We've never seen another one, but we're sure this is a good amount of supplies. Yeah, I mean, I am concerned that we don't have that much water. It seems to think we've got 4 cans. Not really sure how that works, but we can make this work. Day 1. It's not the best time or place to make plans for the future, but we can't help thinking about what we can make of this terrible situation. Is our house still standing, or will we have to move to some forsaken hole like Toronto? I've never been to Toronto, but I'd love to visit. Sounds like it'd be quite a lovely place to me. Okay, day 2. Ah, look at this! Ted started growing a beard. Huh, I enjoy that very much. What's going on? Oh gosh, that fly. Our relocation is probably something we'll be able to discuss after we get out of here. Ted says there's no need to worry about him, he's okay. There isn't anything new bothering Mary Jane. If there was anything to report about Dolores, this is where it would have been written, and despite the dire circumstances and all the trouble we are going through, Timmy is being very brave. Marvellous. Okay, well, you're not getting any food then. Right. Looks like the area is still irradiated. Going to the wasteland right now is unsafe, unless you don't mind getting sick. Well, can't really do much about getting sick, because didn't bring a gas mask, so you are going to get radiated. Or irradiated. I'm not really sure. But we're going to run out of water if someone doesn't go at some point. Maybe we'll give them one more day to, like, prep. Surviving down here is no walk in the park. It won't get easier. We're hopeful that this will blow over soon and life will be back to what it used to be. Or else, we might face dangers we've never dreamt of. Okay, day 3 rolls around. What's going to occur today? We're trying our best to remain calm. The situation we're in is far from normal, and we might never get used to it. We hope the help comes soon. Ted should drink something soon. Water is what Mary Jane needs most right now. Dolores will not last long without water, and we can't leave Timmy without water for too long. Right, okay. Well, it looks like it's water all round then. And the neighbourhood's still highly radioactive. But I genuinely think we are going to run out of water at some point. Although we do still seem to have 4 now. So we've got 4 food cans and 4 water cans. I don't really quite know how that's happened. When I swear when we came down here we had more food and less water. I don't know, maybe I'm literally just imagining things. I'm a bit concerned that it's still highly radioactive, so we'll give them one more day. As we were about to start our book club discussion on the only book we've all read, the phone book, we were interrupted by rapid knocking at the door. We found out it was a group of refugees who survived the blast just like we did. They were doing much worse than us and begged us to provide them with any water, food or medical supplies we could spare. Well, no way in hell are they getting my med supplies because we've got 1 of those. Should we give them a tin of soup? If I'm going to give anything, it's going to have to be a tin of soup. Let's hope it was worth it. Maybe I've just given away all our supplies for no reason and this was a really bad idea. Okay. We've never seen anyone so touched by a simple gift. A minute later those poor people were hugging us like there was no tomorrow. Quite possibly true actually. And thanking us for the gesture. They were eager to repay us, and one of their group offered us a map of the local area. They claimed it helped them get there, so it brought luck upon whoever used it. We promised we will give it a try and wish them a safe journey. Okay, well that's pretty good, we've got a map now. Ted isn't thirsty anymore, neither's Mary Jane, or Dolores or Timmy. Marvellous. This kitty! So cute. Okay, you're not getting any supplies. Still really radioactive, but we are going to run out of food and drink at some point soon. Should we start preparing? I've genuinely got no idea how long it takes for the radioactivity to go away. Wouldn't you know it, our dear Mary Jane keeps a diary. For some reason she was hiding it in the scout book we keep in our shelter. We have no doubts what needs to be done right now. Each of us must be assigned a role, and the diary must be read aloud, right? That sounds entertaining. Mary Jane might be slightly pissed at us, but I imagine it's going to make for a rather joyous play. Okay, what have we got going on now? We managed to read the first sentence, then there was darkness, and pain. Lots of pain, the diary is gone, let's never speak of this again. Oh gosh, Dolores was hurt. Ted seems to be doing alright, even though the world has gone to a crappy place. Mary Jane is feeling safe, who wouldn't in this coffin-sized shelter? Timmy seems okay, as much as he can be in our current situation. Oh gosh. Poor Dolores, look at her, she's actually got wounds from that. Oh madness. Okay, maybe the answer is do not read diaries. Well, I'd like to use the first aid kit on her, but then we're gonna have no med pack, and it's only day 5. Well, I think what we have to do then is we do it, and then we prep to send someone to the surface, and see if we can't find a new med pack. Pretty sure they might end up sick though. Ah gosh, I don't know. Let's prep, and then we can always not send someone tomorrow if it's still awful. Sorted. Okay. The boredom and silence are overwhelming. Too bad we don't have a TV to keep us occupied. But maybe we could take advantage of some of our supplies and pretend they're props on a movie set. Because yes, swinging an axe at each other sounds like a really great idea right now, and is not going to cause any further injuries that we can't heal as we've just used the med pack. Well, at least the axe is still in one piece. Ted and Mary Jane used to be big cinema buffs before the apocalypse, so they instantly jumped on this idea. Mary Jane always complained singing in the rain lacks action, so they took the axe and improvised an extra scene. Very bloody. They insist the movie would have been way better if it had had more axes in it. Where is water when Ted needs it? Mary Jane is very thirsty and has to drink something. Dolores' wounds were patched up, but Dolores also has to drink sometimes. And Timmy wants some water. Okay, so we need to give water around. We're now down to 2 cans. Okay, enough sitting around. It's time to visit the surface and look for additional supplies. Maybe something survives the blast. Let's send someone. Well, let's send Mary Jane, because Mary Jane is the one that, caused all the wounds to Dolores over this diary. So, yeah. What are we going to send her with? An axe? I don't know. Lots of options. Maybe a torch is a good option. She can, like, see in the dark or something. Because I imagine it's quite dark outside, you know, what with all that darkness and lack of electricity because of the nuclear blast. Genuinely got no idea what I'm talking about right now. Okay, Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. Ted's not thirsty, but he is hungry. Dolores is not thirsty, but she is hungry, and the same for little Tim, so food all round. Let's hope that Mary Jane brings back food and water and a med pack. Can we hope so much? Timmy's not doing so great. It would be good to talk to him and cheer him up. I mean, yeah, we'll give it a solid effort. Can't say we... ooh, a phone. What I was saying is I can't say we do very well with our children after the whole escapade with Mary Jane's diary, but maybe Timmy likes us slightly more? Even a word or two may be enough to brighten someone's mood. Timmy seems to be better now. No hunger all round, so that's got to be good, right? No supplies required. We didn't expect to get a phone call so soon after the atomic bomb drop, yet here we are. We can clearly hear a phone ringing outside. It must be the public phone booth on the other side of the street. Should someone go answer it? Yes, they should. Although I always wonder about this sort of situation. How fast do you have to run in order to get to the phone before they stop ringing the phone, assuming that no one's there, when you're actually fairly far away? Like, for me to get to a phone booth across the street, that's got to take a fair amount of time. And how often does a phone ring? Like, 7 rings or something? It's an interesting thought, isn't it? Day 9. Did we make it to the phone? When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as survivors from a nearby town of Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. We hope they will get back to us. Ted wants some water, Dolores wants some water, and Timmy wants some water. So, we are now very low on water. We can do like 2 more goes, not for everyone. So yeah, 1 go for everyone, and then we're kind of dehydrating. We're not big fans of our strange smelling shelter, but when we started to smell something burning, we quickly realised how much we prefer the nothing is on fire scent it had before. A fire! We need to put it out and save our supplies. We don't have time to save them all. What do we save? Oh gosh, this is no good. Okay, well, I don't want the radio to burn, but I don't want the Boy Scout book to burn, because the Boy Scout book is what enables me to actually fix things. So I'm going to save the Boy Scout book and then hope that allows me to fix the radio? Controversial decision I may later live to regret. Find out in 2 or 3 days. Although the radio looks alright. Let's find out. That could have ended really, really badly, but we were able to put the fire out before it did any major damage. Let's hope this won't happen again, since we already know we can't count on the local firemen. We're not letting them anywhere near us, our home or our fires. Huh. Well, looks like we made it through with both items. I will take that. No thirst, so no drinks are going out. It's high time we stopped wondering about what's going on and started asking questions, or at least listened to some reasonable answers. So, how about tuning to a radio station and learning a thing or two about the brave new world? Good plan. Lucky we've still got that radio then, eh, isn't it? Oh, is that Mary Jane returning? I think I heard the door. Here she is! She's hungry and tired, but it doesn't say hurt. And the flashlight's returned. What have you brought us? Not water, it would seem. Oh gosh. We were able to get a weak signal and tap into the government's emergency announcement service. And guess what? Great news! The fallout outside has mostly gone. Should be much safer to travel on the surface now. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. +1 flashlight. The first thing to fall in a time of crisis is order. Yet, here we were, walking next to the police station, and it turned out to still be operational and staffed. We've met with a few policemen inside. They seemed capable of doing their job. Though it's pretty odd the way they were talking about a new world order. The policemen were quite nervous while we were around. After a short chat, they gave us some food and told us to go away and never mention what we saw to anyone. This last expedition got us thinking, maybe we could just drive away from this nightmare somehow? Of course, most of the automobiles available are completely burnt out, but if we find a solid base and scavenge enough parts, perhaps we could build a vehicle of our own. We'd better keep an eye out for those on future expeditions. Alright, so, what is happening? Ted's hungry, Mary Jane's hungry and tired, Timmy is hungry, but Dolores seems okay. So, in that case, Dolores, if you don't want food, you don't get food, because we are low on supplies. It seems awfully quiet outside. Maybe it's safe, maybe it's not. We won't know until we go out. And we have to go out because we're about to run out of water. If there's anyone who can rescue us from this hellish situation, it's our government. You must have a better government than I do, then. Ooh! You can badmouth them all they want, but that probably means you're either a naysayer or a commie. I'm pretty sure I'm neither, but let's see. We're good citizens, we've been paying our taxes regularly, so we're sure Uncle Sam is coming to get us. Well, except that one time when we... Never mind! The government people are coming, and we should keep our eyes and ears open for any sign from them. Let's hope they send us some lovely radio signal that, helps. Day 12! Okay. How are things going today? We knew it! The government has not fallen, and they're coming to save us. They didn't give exact dates in their radio transmission, but we're sure they won't keep us waiting long. They said they will be in touch in a couple of days and told us to await further instructions. That sounds pretty good. Mary Jane needs some food, she's tired, and she's thirsty. Okay, so she needs both. Ted isn't hungry, but Ted needs some water. Dolores needs food and water, and Timmy just needs water. So yeah, we are literally out of supplies. Because... is that right? I think that's right. Yeah, we now have 1 serving of water left, so if whoever goes out on this mission that I'm about to send doesn't bring us back water, we are literally going to die. Should we send Timmy, or should we send Dolores? Let's send Dolores. Okay. What are you going to take with you, Dolores? I mean, I don't think a harmonica is going to do you much use, is it? A map? A map might be useful. Radio, not so much. Gun could be good for defense. Ammo, pretty useless without the gun. Torch, soup can. Let's take the axe, and she can always swing it really hard in self-defense. Or she could use it to chop her way into a lockbox or something. Dual functionality. We're all rooting for you, Dolores, because without you, we're all going to die. Nothing like a happy ending, right? Okay, Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. She's taken the axe, and Mary Jane wants some food, but everyone else is no longer thirsty, so that's something. Feed Mary Jane. We were about to finish our dinner, if you can call it that, when we heard someone knocking on the door. It seems to be a trader who is very interested in ammunition. How about that? Sure, have the ammo. I'm not that fussed. I mean, it's not like I've got a use for it. Sitting in my little shelter. Suppose I could just throw it at the wall or something. But then with the state that my lot of people are in, I'll probably just set fire to my shelter. Did we get anything in exchange for that? Oh, we got a soup can. Our visitor was happy to get some ammunition. In return, he offered us rations. It wasn't much, but something is always better than nothing. Yeah, that seems good. Okay, Mary Jane has rested and is no longer hungry. Ted's fine and Timmy's okay. Well, that's good. I think they're probably all doing alright then. Look at that. Okay. How long can we keep that up? That is the question. We played a game of list the things you hate the most, and our neighbour's name kept coming up for some reason. That reminded us that the little weasel had a safe in his living room. We always wondered what's inside. Maybe now's the time to finally find out. But who will do the honours of stealing the possessions of our arch-nemesis? Oh, that's exciting, isn't it? Right, Timmy, you can go, because I feel like you'd be all sort of sneaky-beaky and, like, small and, like, able to crouch and duck through windows and do that, like, climbing over things stuff that children get up to. I don't know. Either way, you went, and that possibly wasn't our finest hour, because you seem to be a bit on the sick side. We might be about to lose Timmy, everyone. When we opened the safe, we heard a loud bang and the room filled with thick, nasty smoke that smelt of rotten eggs. The bastard booby-trapped the safe! Sure, it slowed us down, but it didn't stop us from taking his most prized possessions. Take that, Ned. Too bad, we won't ever get the stench of our clothes now. Oh, this isn't gonna go well. +1 ammo. Ted wants water, Mary Jane wants water, Timmy wants water and food, and is sick. Well, we don't have a med pack, so you can't have that. I think all we can really do is give Ted the water, because we have to keep alive an adult, or else I think it's game over. So I'm sorry, Mary Jane and Timmy, but you can't have that. We can give Timmy some soup, though. That's gotta help with something, because, like, soup's mostly water, right? We thought it'd be a great idea to have some role-playing fun and create our own sheltered theatre group. We called it the Thunderdome. We spent the rest of the day trying to write a script for our performance. We almost got into a fight over it and decided that maybe it would be best to play something simpler. Probably a good idea. Oh gosh, that was a very violent sneeze. Ooh, okay, well we're all still here, no signs of Dolores yet. We played Truth or Dare. When it turned out we only kept asking questions and the most common was, are we going to eat anything besides tomato soup, we decided that's enough games for now. Timmy's looking very pale, that's not good. Timmy is not hungry, but he's really thirsty. Okay, that's not good. Ted is no longer thirsty, but he is hungry. And Mary Jane keeps fainting. We really need to find her something to drink. Fast. Okay, this is not going well. We can give Ted some soup. I'm afraid we've got no water for you guys, and no medpack for you, so we really are a bit stuffed. It's not that I want to just kill you guys, I promise I don't. We just don't have the water. We're banking on Dolores here. Day 16. This dreadful silence is becoming boring, and like every happy model family, we don't have that many things to talk about. Is there anything we can do about that? Anything at all? The radio! Ooh, is that Dolores? Dolores, bring water, bring water! She brought 1 can of water and got the plague. What is that all about? What is that? Okay, well. Ah, how fortunate we took the radio with us. We can probably listen to some music. They still play music out there, don't they? We were glad to see Dolores come back safely from the wasteland, +1 axe. Good start. We were not alone outside the shelter. At first, it seemed like the creature stalking us was about to get itself a tasty dinner. To our relief, it turned out to be a friendly monkey. It joined the expedition. While we explored one of the streets, our monkey companion ran away, only to come back moments later carrying a can of food. It couldn't open it himself, but it was happy to share it with us. Lovely, +2 food. At one point during our expedition, the monkey started making weird sounds, digging in front of us with a stick. A quick investigation revealed a few bottles of water. No one even tried to open them. The same couldn't be said about those bottles of booze lying next to them. Okay, so +1 water. We window shopped nearby parking lots for a vehicle that wasn't completely burnt out. Unfortunately, we found nothing of value. Maybe future expeditions will be more lucky. Okay, so this is not good. We've got Mary Jane who needs food and water. We can provide that. Dolores who wants food and is ill. We can't fix her because we've got no med pack. Timmy, I'm afraid Timmy is probably going to die. He wants water, he's ill, but Ted's in a good state. So, what we should do is give you wanted both, right? Yes. We should give you both and prepare for you to go outside tomorrow. Ted doesn't want anything, and Dolores wanted food, which she can have. Timmy, I mean, this is gonna sound really cruel, but I mean, Timmy's gonna die anyway because we can't treat him. And even if we send Mary Jane tomorrow and she manages to get us like a magical first aid kit, it's not gonna be quick enough to save Timmy, is it? So maybe we just let Timmy die? I feel so cruel. But it needs to be done. Right, okay. Mary Jane, you're going out. Our supplies are scarce and our morale is low. You can almost smell the desperation in the shelter. We're pretty sure there's a small group of survivors nearby, mostly old folks from the retirement home. It shouldn't be hard to borrow some of their supplies. They're old anyway, and we need them more, right? Yes, we really need water. I don't want to steal from the old, but we're all dying. We have to. We just have to. Oh, Timmy, Timmy, Timmy. Timmy is gone. We are now richer in some supplies, but for some reason we don't feel very good about it. Let's just never mention this whole thing again. +4 food. Magical, but where's the water? That's what we really need. Right, Dolores is hungry, and sick, and exhausted, and thirsty. Ted is thirsty, and Mary Jane's doing okay. Lack of water drove Timmy insane. He opened the shelter door and ran away without looking back. He's not likely to return. Okay, that's not good. We've killed Timmy. That's just not good, is it? Okay, Ted, you're thirsty. Dolores, hungry, tired, sick, thirsty. Mary Jane's okay. Do we bother? I mean, do we just write her off like we did Timmy? I feel so terrible. I mean, okay, if we do that, we've got 1 water left, which we can give to Ted when he's still thirsty while Mary Jane's out. Then, Mary Jane just has to bring us back water, but even if we didn't use the one today for Dolores, Mary Jane would have to bring us back water anyway, or else her and Ted would both die. There's logic in there. It makes sense somewhere. Right, it's about time we chose someone to scavenge the remains of our town in search of supplies. What do you fancy taking, Mary Jane? I mean, we didn't have much luck with the axe. The flashlight did a better job. Let's try taking that again. See what happens. Just don't come back sick, please. And come back with water. Day 19. What has happened to Ted's hair? That's quite magnificent, isn't it? Okay, Mary Jane went outside, and Dolores is hungry, but neither of them are thirsty. Well, you may have some food. That I can provide. When we opened the bunker door this morning to let in some fresh radioactive air, we discovered a small suitcase on our doorstep. There was no note on it, and the neighbourhood seemed empty. Should we take a look inside? Of course we should. Please be water, please be water, please be water! Was it good? Was it good? Day 20. It was not water from the looks of it. What was it? Oh, soup! Lovely. We gladly accepted this sudden gift, and despite our suspicions, it turned out it was just the regular tomato soup that we all know and love. Thank you, kind stranger. I mean, that's wonderful, but we really need water. Okay, Dolores is sick, she's tired, but she's not hungry, whereas Ted is hungry, so you can have some food. Look at this! We are loaded in soup. We stumbled across a weird signal when changing radio frequencies. We're pretty sure that behind layers of terrible static and screams we could hear a voice. A voice speaking in a foreign language. Oh dear, what if it's the Soviets? We should probably listen to it, but what about the children? Give it a go. Might be useful. You never know. Day 21. Oh! What's this? Dolores isn't sick anymore? What? How did she get cured? Oh, my mind is blown. I feel bad now. I just assumed that if they got sick they would die without the medkit, but maybe we should have given Timmy some water. Maybe he wouldn't have died. Eek, guys. Whoops. We were relieved at first when we figured out it wasn't Soviets we heard. Turned out it was the Canadians, which isn't that much better. Either way, they're foreigners and we couldn't understand what they were saying. Not a word. How disappointing. I mean, they speak English too, right? Ted isn't hungry anymore, but Ted's thirsty. Dolores has rested and Dolores was cured, and she's also thirsty. Okay, we have 1 bit of water, so I'm going to give that to Ted, and hope that Mary Jane comes back tomorrow with plenty of water. Another broadcast from the military. They said they needed to locate the general area we're in, and that they want us to leave specific markings close by. They said the markings should be cards. Playing cards. How strange is that? We're supposed to go to our nearest bus stop and pin the card denoting our head count there. Weird. Perhaps. But if we're doing it, the time is now. Well, looks like we're not, because we don't have the playing cards. They didn't exactly seem like high up the priority list when I was packing, you know? Day 22. No Mary Jane. Dang. Damn it, we missed our chance to let the military know where we are. There's a good bet they will be back to us again, but when will that be? Ted's not thirsty, but Dolores is, and she's also hungry. Have some food. You can definitely have food. Dolores has not been very talkative lately. Should we chat with her and find out what's wrong? Yes. Yes, we should. Talking is a good thing to do. Especially considering she was magically cured from her disease. Yes! Yes, Mary Jane! Oh my gosh, Mary Jane, you hero! 1, you're not sick. 2, you brought water! Oh my gosh. Talking to Dolores helped resolve some of her issues and doubts. She feels better now. Nothing has made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. +1 flashlight. This is genuinely true. I am so chuffed she brought water. Before our expedition could get anywhere, we ran into a group of freaky people dressed like wizards. They were eager to trade some of their supplies for a few items. It sounded like a fair deal, so we invited them in. They were really ecstatic about purchasing a pair of old socks, which had been lying in the corner for some time now, living their own life. The wizards got them in exchange for a few bottles of water. One of them placed the socks on her ears and started to dance. Yes, +3 water. Ha! It might sound paranoid, but we think someone followed us. Let's just hope this doesn't happen again. Dolores will not survive without any water any longer, but she's not hungry. Mary Jane is hungry, and Ted is fine. Well, Dolores, look at this! Water! And you can have your food. And now, everyone's okay, and we are definitely going to have to prep an expedition, even though there's a chance that we're being followed. We'll just have to take the axe or the gun or something. Our last expedition brought news of a vehicle parked just down the street. It sure looked unique, but we never got close enough to get a good look. We're almost certain it's not a bandit trap. Perhaps we should send someone over to check it out. Yeah, we should. Let's send Mary Jane? I know you only just got home, but you're a strong individual. Okay, day 24. Okay, no one's sick. Good. A shocking discovery. It was a dirty ice cream truck. It was a little crispy around the edges, and it was also missing wheels and some other crucial parts, but the seats were fairly comfortable. Wouldn't it be amazing to just drive away and leave this radioactive hell behind us? Well, yeah, it'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Right, Mary Jane's hungry, and thirsty, and tired. Ted's thirsty, but Dolores is okay. So, Mary Jane, hungry, tired, thirsty, have both. Ted, thirsty, have some water. Dolores, you're okay. Magical. And so that means, Dolores, you are the most able and responsible person. And since it said that we thought we were followed, I'm a little bit concerned and think, yeah, take the gun. Go for it. What's the worst that can happen? You didn't seem to do very well last time with the axe, so we've got to see what this can do, right? Look at this hairstyle. My gosh, you two are really growing the hair in here, aren't you? Okay, Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she makes it back safe and sound. Mary Jane's hungry and tired. Ted's hungry but not thirsty. So, food all around. Claustrophobia is difficult to fight against, especially in a little cluttered bunker. Maybe if we could open the door for just a few minutes, let some air in. This sounds like a bad idea, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's still pretty radioactive outside, isn't it? I don't know. Should we go for it? I vote no, because I'm a little concerned that, if we do that, they're gonna get sick? I don't know. We've done it now! Day 26. What is that face, Mary Jane? That's wow. Keeping the door closed was the right thing to do, but the tensions are rising in our tiny little shelter. Okay, oh, she's rested. And neither of them are hungry anymore. That sounds good to me. There isn't a lot of space down here, and we can smell everything. When one of the wall bricks got loose today and revealed a hole, we felt pretty sick. It's the smell coming from the hole. It's terrible. Should we investigate and remove the source of the stench? Yes, because otherwise we're just going to put up with the stench forever, right? You never know. Maybe it's something good? Is there anything good that stinks? I'm not really sure. Okay, well, neither of them died. Day 27. We approached the hole cautiously and peeked inside. What happened next nearly gave us a heart attack. Some crazed rodent, a reptile or whatever this crazy mad creature was, leapt out and started jumping all over the damn shelter. It was everywhere. We couldn't catch it. Before we could do anything, it pushed our radio off the table and went back in the hole it crawled from. We never saw it again. Dang it. We needed that. Okay, well. Ted is apparently fatigued and needs water, and Mary Jane is also thirsty, so we'll give them both some water. Ah, right. Not happy about this. A group of people dressed in green pyjamas knocking on our hatch is not something that we anticipated, yet this is exactly what happened. Furthermore, they insisted that they are merrymen and wish to take from the rich and give to the poor. We're pretty poor, so maybe we could make some new friends. Should we let them in? The question here is, are we actually that poor? I feel like we've got a lot of soup, so does that make us rich in, like, nuclear fallout terms? Yeah, you're not coming in. I can't risk it. If they take my only 2 cans of water, we are so screwed. Okay. We didn't answer those peculiar calls and kept the door locked until the noises outside faded away. We're not exactly sure we want those people to come back. They sounded harmless enough, but can harmless people be trusted in these troubled times? They might be worse than those who don't seem harmless at all. Ted is no longer thirsty. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. Good-o. Okay. So... ooh. No, that's not what I meant. Right. Mary Jane's fine, and Ted is just fatigued. Come on, Dolores. Come on home. Right. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal. For just 1 can of soup, we get the bag and all of its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us angry glances every time we take a step towards the mysterious bag. Should we make a deal? We have got 6.75 cans of food, so yeah, maybe it's going to be something wonderful that'll get us out of here. You never know, do you? Did I just hear a kitty meow? Have we got a cat? Oh my gosh, we've got a cat! Sharikov! Okay, I have no idea how that is going to help us, but we have a cat, guys! As soon as the door closed behind the trader, the bag started to violently shake, emitting screeching, hellish sounds. Terrified, we backed up against the walls. When the beast finally escaped, it turned out to just be an angry house cat. The feline gave us a menacing look and promptly sat down in the corner to clean itself. Its collar says Sharikov. Is that its name? Ted's hungry, Mary Jane's hungry, and she's also now fatigued. So, food for both of you. So you're fatigued, you're also fatigued. This isn't great, is it? Right. A stranger pushing a rusty wheelbarrow filled with all kinds of goods stopped by today. He claimed he's a trader looking to barter for items he required. So he's offering us water in exchange for items. I know we need water, but I'm also not convinced we want to give those items up. I think we don't give the items up and just hope that Dolores brings us water? Maybe that was the wrong choice, but who knows. Feels like it's been a while since Dolores went out. Hope she comes back. We refused to trade. Hopefully we made the right choice, but the trader was not too happy about it. Right, Ted's thirsty, Mary Jane's thirsty. Maybe we did make the wrong choice. Come on, Dolores, come on home. One of the cupboards in the shelter was a bit shaky, so we pulled it out to give it a new home. In the process, we discovered a secret door. Where does it lead? No idea, but let's find out. I am now very relieved we kept that flashlight. Let's hope there's something interesting behind it, and that sounded like Dolores. What did you bring us? She brought us water, but she also got sick again. Can she pull off a miraculous recovery and heal herself again? We shall have to see, shan't we? Okay, we inspected every corner of the room and found nothing. Well, that was a waste of time. We were glad to see Dolores come back safely from the wasteland. +1 rifle. We spotted an untouched store with many products inside. Even food different than tomato soup. A real treat in this post-apocalyptic time. When we were about to reach it, a terrible noise made us stop in our tracks. Something heavy fell straight from the sky, crushing into the store and destroying it completely. After the dust settled, we realised we were looking at a spaceship. Just like in Timmy's comics. Could it be saucer men from Mars? Then why does it bear an American flag on the side and the logo of something called Astro Citizen? Could it be infiltration? Crafty little alien buggers. Someone stuffed a bunch of items into a big sock. Not sure how the sock made it through the crash, but it somehow succeeded at protecting the supplies inside. +1 poisonous spray? We were tempted to take a bunch of jewellery that was rolling around inside the debris, but what would we do with it? Instead we adopted some things that survived thanks to being stuck in an empty space helmet. Oh look, we got the radio back, and we got 2 waters. That's pretty good. Our little trip to the surface may have been spotted and followed. We should be more careful next time. Ted's no longer thirsty, Mary Jane's no longer thirsty, but Dolores is hungry, tired, fatigued, and sick. That does not sound like a good bundle. Well, you can have some food. We can do that much. And then these guys are fine except for fatigue, aren't they? Yes. Okay. We're not certain about the situation on the surface. A trip could be risky, but we could use the supplies. We're going to have to prep because we are going to run out of water if we don't keep going. And another broadcast from the military, and they want us to take cards out again, and we still don't have the cards. So yeah, maybe we can find the cards on a quest out. Ooh, sneezing. I hope the sickness isn't contagious. Okay, what's going to happen now? Damn it, we missed our chance to let the military know where we are. There's a good bet they will get back to us, but when will that be? Okay, so Dolores is hungry, ill, tired, and thirsty. Ted's okay, and Mary Jane's okay. Well, yeah, so hungry, tired, fatigued, sick, thirsty. My gosh, all I can really do something about is food and water. You guys are neither hungry nor thirsty, but you're both fatigued. We're sending Mary Jane. Mary Jane and an axe? Just because I'm concerned that, like, the following thing. Fingers crossed, Mary Jane, fingers crossed. Day 33. Right, what are we going to do today? Mary Jane's gone. Dolores is hungry and ill and tired, and Ted's hungry and thirsty. So, supplies for you. You're just hungry, so supplies for you. Sharikov sure can take care of itself, but we can't help but wonder how much of a self-made cat it is. It just so happens that we found an address on its collar. It's unlikely that its owner is still alive, and a trip to the wasteland is always risky, but should we go outside and check that address? Yes! I would hate to think there's some lovely kitty owner out there missing their cat. I would always want to know if my cats were missing. Right, day 34. Oh, Sharikov's gone! We grabbed our new fluffy friend for a little stroll through the wastes, only to be immediately run into a couple of gentlemen dressed in trench coats, fedoras and shades. They gritted their teeth at the sight of the cat and said they'd been looking for it. Apparently it belongs to their dear old Nan, who loves it dearly. Before we could utter a word, they took Sharikov, thanked us and left. The cat didn't seem to mind, so maybe it's for the best. I beg to differ. That just sounds suspicious to me. Right. Dolores is still quite ill, tired, but not hungry, and Ted's okay. Oh, I miss the cat. It's really weird when you get the feeling that something is watching you. Our shelter is tiny, but this has been bugging us for a while now. We checked all the closets and no one's hiding there. Is there something alive down here besides us? Maybe a rodent of some kind. If so, we need to show it that we are the dominant species in this little paradise of ours. Well, we've got a rifle. Pretty sure rifle versus rat is like a little bit overkill, but hey, day 35. Everyone's still alive. Oh! What the heck? Dolores! This Dolores is an absolute, like, miracle of modern medicine. She just keeps healing herself. This is so cool. Whatever it was, it's dead now. Quite dead. Maybe there's more hiding somewhere in those nasty little holes. Dolores has rested, has been cured from her illness. She's just a bit thirsty. Marvellous. The morning has been calm enough for Ted and he's doing well. Well, have some water, Dolores. The more Dolores ills herself, the more guilty I feel about poor Timmy. Okay. We took some time examining our map and found it had some abnormal symbols scribbled in a few places. It appeared as though someone had hidden something in the area and provided directions to it. Should we send someone? Well, Dolores? Looks like you're up, mate. Find us something magical. Go on, go on. Day 36. Well, she's still here. She's not sick again. We had fun following the map clues. Despite the grim post-apocalyptic surroundings, they brought us to an old tree with a hollow in its trunk, which contained a set of checkers. That is a lucky find. Okay, well that's pretty cool. Ted's thirsty, Dolores is hungry. Thirsty, hungry. We can barely breathe in this damp shelter. For the last couple of hours, the situation has been getting noticeably worse. There might be something wrong with the ventilation system. Maybe it's stuck. If that's the case, we need to look into fixing it right away. Well, if we're looking at it, I feel spraying poison bug spray in it is a bad idea, because that's not going to do us any good. Should we use a torch? See if we can see anything in there? Ooh, I heard a kitty meow! Is Sharikov back? Yes, he is! Look at that gorgeous little kitty! So cute! Oh gosh, that bug is annoying, but you're so lovely! Okay. The obvious thing to do when a vent is blocked is to check what's blocking it. However, when you shine your flashlight on a hive of mutated insects, things usually go from bad to worse. The angry hive is gone, but the insects did some biting before they fled. To our surprise, we found Sharikov back in our shelter this morning. We're not sure why or how it came back. Is it our good care it appreciates? Our kind hearts? Optimism? Or just our stockpile of soup cans? Only time will tell. Ted's not thirsty, Dolores is no longer hungry, but Dolores was hurt. Again! Oh, Dolores, I'm so sorry. You really are going through the ringer, aren't you? Right, you wanted something? Nope, you're both just fatigued. We didn't pack any razors when we came down to the shelter, and now some of us can be confused with a Sasquatch. A good sharp axe might be a perfect replacement for a razor. Sounds dangerous, and I'm afraid Mary Jane's out with the axe, so you're gonna have to wait for her return. Day 38! Okay. You've tied your hair up. It must be growing long. Huh, I enjoy that. Still no Mary Jane. No axe, no shave, maybe another time. I'm afraid we can't do anything about Dolores' injuries because we lost the medpack back on, like, day 5. Dolores is thirsty and Ted is hungry. Thirsty, hungry. A loud crash, a surprised shriek, and a bit of debris falling from our ceiling. Truly, a recipe for a good start to the day. As it turns out, Sharikov found a new toy, a bit of innocuous wiring that it ripped out of the wall. Who knows what the cable's for, but our lights are still on, so it can't be that important, right? Should we take the wire away from our fluffy friend and investigate it? Yes, because maybe we want to know what the wire's for and from, but also I feel like leaving a cat with a wire is a dangerous plan. Who is knocking? Why are you knocking? This is not good, is it? We followed the wire outside and found a half-burnt-out truck with 2 surprised gentlemen inside, surrounded by an array of blinking bulbs. That's some space tech right there. Were they listening in on us in our very own shelter? Their feeble excuse about a roadside picnic didn't convince us. Even Timmy knows you can't have picnics here. Oh, Timmy, I'm sorry. And the car had no wheels. Right, Dolores is still injured, but not thirsty. Ted's not hungry, but he is thirsty. So, just food for Ted? Oh no, water for Ted. And Dolores is okay. The agents who are spying on us are now at the door and want to explain themselves. Should we hear them out? Yeah, what the heck were you doing out there, mate? That is weird. Is this Mary Jane back? Or is this the agents? Either way, oh, day 40. It was Mary Jane. She's brought us cards! That could be really useful for next time the military ask us to do something weird. They were agents. Real, live, secret agents on a government mission. We saw their identity cards briefly. They weren't listening in on us. It was the cat they were interested in. They made a request too, wanting us to aid them with some of their top secret missions in the future. If we do that, they promise they will extract us to a government safe house full of supplies and donuts. Hopefully they come back soon with more information. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. +1 axe. We decided to finally check out what we can find between the rubble in our own backyard. Our poor, poor lawns and flowers, once the object of desire of the whole neighbourhood, would now reduce to nothing more than radioactive ashes covered by debris. There really isn't much left here. The only tree that's left is completely burnt out. In a hollow area inside the dead husk, some mutated 3-tailed squirrels made their home. They're pretty good at collecting stuff. Hope they don't mind us borrowing a few things. +2 food cans. Good. We used to barbecue here almost every weekend. The barbecue itself somehow found its way onto a power line in front of our house, and it's unreachable. Our garden table is mostly destroyed under bits and pieces of charred wood. We found a few things that could prove useful. I don't really know how that relates to playing cards, but we will take them. And the garage still has 2 walls left, but most things inside are gone. Not even the bicycles made it through the blast, but weirdly enough, the baskets and stools on top of them did. We found some leftover supplies there from our last bicycle trip. Yay! +2 water! We believe that our expedition to the wasteland must have been followed by strangers. We should be more cautious next time. Okay, so Dolores' injuries, and she's sick again, for the third time. Oops. But Ted's okay. Mary Jane is tired and hungry. So, Mary Jane, tired and hungry. Dolores, fatigued, hurt, sick. Uh-oh. Well, we've got to prep for this. Although, at this rate, I don't think it's a good idea to send Dolores out. But we shall see. Right. The cat's been staring intently at our supplies all day. Its eyes are piercing. You can practically feel the tension rising in our shelter, as well as the sense of danger. This must be how cats communicate that it's time to eat. Should we share some supplies with our furry friend? Yes, cause he's adorable. But also, that's definitely not how my cats communicate. My cats will be sitting there, meowing, climbing on you, like, pawing at you, sitting on your face if you're asleep, doing all kinds of bonkers stuff. You definitely know they want food. Oh, I'm sorry, Dolores. Look at you. How's Mary Jane doing? Not great. Okay. The little devil utterly destroyed the whole can in less than 60 seconds and left nothing behind. Not even a drop! After that, it took a long, peaceful nap. Sounds like a great life. At least it won't bother us for a while now. Mary Jane's diet could use a little food. Mary Jane is still tired. Let's give her some time to recover. Everyone has to drink sometimes, including Mary Jane. Okay, so... Mary Jane's hungry, thirsty and tired. Dolores' health is awful. She's got wounds, food and water. Ted's alright. So, food and water for you, food and water for you. And Ted, you're fine. We've been preparing for this expedition since yesterday and feel ready to go right now. Who should be the lucky one? I'm not convinced Dolores can make it. I think we leave it a day and try and send Mary Jane. That's got to be a better option, right? Day 42! The answer to life, the universe and everything, and I can hear the radio in the background. Okay, Mary Jane's hungry and sleepy, Dolores is sick and injured, and Ted is thirsty and hungry. So, food and water for you. You are okay, but you're in agony. Oh, I'm so sorry. And you are hungry. Let's give you some food. And then... let's prep again and see if we can send Mary Jane. The army's on the radio again. Oh, it's the cards thing. Good, good, good. We've got the cards now, thanks to Mary Jane's wonderful last expedition. Off you go! Does this mean we're saved? Day 43. Are we safe? No, we're still here. Okay. What now? The cards are in place. All we need to do is wait for the army to pinpoint our location. That shouldn't take long, we hope. So, Mary Jane's still tired. Dolores is ill and injured, and Ted is okay. So yeah. Doesn't seem like anyone needs supplies. Pretty optimistic about today's expedition. Mary Jane still can't go, but I'm really concerned that if I send Dolores, she's just not gonna do well. Okay, we're gonna bypass this mission again. Leave it another day. See if we can not make some progress without going outside. Because it's just not going to end well if we send Mary Jane. Well, Mary Jane or Dolores, but most certainly Dolores. She's just in such a bad state, bless her. Dolores is ill. Yup. Oh, Mary Jane has rested. That's good. But she's thirsty, but we can sort that. And Ted's okay. So, water for you. You are okay but thirsty. And you are okay. We heard some commotion above, and we're pretty sure it's a band of rangers. We've heard some commotion above, and we're pretty sure it's a band of raiders. Venturing outside might be quite dangerous right now. But Mary Jane is eligible to go outside again, so we're going to have to start prepping. All hands on deck! There are people on the other side of the door. They don't seem too friendly. In fact, they've promised us a painful death. At least 17 times already, and it's only been 5 minutes since they arrived. We'd better prepare. They'll be forcing the door open any minute now. Okay, I am intrigued by how the harmonica can be of use here. We do also have an axe and we do also have a rifle. Do I do it? Yeah, I mean the harmonica has been useful for nothing so far. This might be the point we all die because of my bad choice, but I really want to know what happens and how we use that harmonica. And it looks like Dolores is dead, so yeah. Probably best we didn't send her on that X-bed, isn't it? They lowered down their weapons and cried a few tears, surprised by the beauty of our music. They will let us live. Today. Ted's thirsty, Mary Jane's not thirsty, and Dolores suffered with her injuries for far too long. When the infection spread, there was nothing we can do. I'm so sorry, Dolores. Well, 2 down. Oops. Water for you, you're okay. And let's send out Mary Jane, who is going to take the axe. Yeah, the axe. So she can defeat all the nasty raiders. Day 46, what does this bring? It brings Ted sitting next to the corpse of Dolores. Very weird. Mary Jane's gone outside with the axe. Ted is neither thirsty... Oh, he is hungry, he is hungry. Give him some food. Today we were visited by a strange-looking little man who introduced himself as a trader. Oh, and now we can get hold of the medkit. Well, either way, yeah, we're definitely doing it, because it is so much better for us to have the medkit than the bug spray. But we could have saved Dolores. We could have done. We could have tried, at least. Day 47. The weird man tried to make us buy fried cockroaches on a stick covered in some mysterious sauce. These snacks look pretty disgusting, so we turned them down. But we bought something else from him. He looked a bit disappointed. Ted's not hungry. Good, we won't give him any food then. Ammunition is missing. There's no way it was stolen, so it has to be here, somewhere. We need to find it. Quick guys, turn on the torch and do some hunting. I hear a harmonica on day 48. Why do I hear a harmonica? Very weird. Found it! The ammunition clip was... Found it! The ammunition clip was covered by a can. Too bad it was empty, but at least we have our bullets back. Ted is now thirsty. Okay, we'll drink some of our water. Down to 2 cans! Sometimes a sudden urge to play an instrument takes over us, to create beautiful sounds, to be shared with the world around us, to sing and play and have cute mutated animals come out to our feet to listen like a post-apocalyptic Snow White. Shall we? Yes. Let's do it. 49! Cool, we've been in here a while, haven't we? Okay. Was the harmonica gig successful? Be careful what you wish for! After a few minutes of playing, a small group of mutated cockroaches jumped out of the cracks in our walls and started moving to the rhythm of the song. They ran around in circles and shook their little antennae. It would be adorable if they weren't so disgusting. What are we supposed to do with them now? Ted's not thirsty. Okay, bandits are at the door, promising us the worst fate we can imagine if we don't let them in. It's time to make a stand or surrender. We shall never surrender! Use the gun! Let's hope for the best. Day 50. Ted's alive, the gun's not broken. Ah, and look, a mutant cockroach. They are quite cute, really. We were able to fight off the bandits this time, but there's no guarantee they won't come back. We need to be prepared at all times. That spare ammo we brought came in handy. Ted is not complaining today. At least not very much. Okay. The funky roaches haven't really left us. To be fair, they aren't causing that much trouble. They even seem relatively friendly and curious. Just this morning when we opened our eyes, we saw them standing in a perfect line right in front of us, as if they're waiting for something. More harmonicas! Always the answer, right? We could set up our own, like, performing troupe of harmonicas and, like, travel the world and make loads of pennies. Is that how post-apocalyptic worlds work? Oh, they vanished off the screen at least. If you can't beat them, join them. We figured the roaches are craving more of our music, so we fulfilled their unspoken request. They started joyfully prancing around again, creating fun shapes on the floor. Then, all of a sudden, they all left in one line. We thought the show was over, but they soon came back in a group, carrying supplies on their strong mutated backs. Insane! Looks like we made some new friends. Disgusting, mutated, radioactive friends. But they've given us soup and water, so winner. The commotion coming from outside could only mean one thing. Bandits. Mary Jane probably walked right into them. We need to face the possibility that she is not coming back. Oh great, we killed our third family member. It is now just Ted, who is thirsty and is hungry. So we'd better give him some. I mean, on one side, at least the supplies are gonna last now, but yeah. It's not great really, is it? How much water do we have? 3. Well, considering that's only Ted, that's like, I don't know, 3 times 4 being 12, 12 servings, and he needs a serving every 3 days, so either way, yeah, the point is he can survive a fair while. We are not going to trade for more water. No longer thirsty, no longer hungry, so you're not getting anything. We're not going out because you will die and someone will steal our stuff. The army isn't coming. Not yet anyway. That's today's radio news. Instead, they have been broadcasting a request for all citizens to assist them by cutting down trees in the nearby park. We don't know if some fancy general needs it for his fireplace or what, but they suggested it's either that or no evacuation. The choice is pretty obvious to us. Except Mary Jane took the axe and lost it when she died outside. Dang it. Day 53. We better face facts. This is not going to end well, is it? We're not lumberjacks and we're not chopping down that park. Maybe another time. Well, Ted, it's just you and me now. We always thought that life could be much better. That was before we got nuked. Now we think life could be much better. In a way, not that much has changed. What are we going to do, Ted? What are we going to do? 54 days into this and it's me, the cat, and the corpse of Dolores. What we make of today will be our tomorrow, so let's make it right. Thirsty, Ted? Have some water? Judging by the sound of gunfire and screams, yeah, we are not going out. That is a bad plan. A band of raiders are at our door. They demand we let them in. This is no game. We either yield or we fight back. There's no middle ground here. Shoot 'em. Have we survived? Day 55. So Ted survived, Sharakov has survived, but the gun looks a little bit on the broken side of things. We were able to defend our home this time. What if they come back? Our trusty old rifle helped us fight, but now it's just a piece of junk. This is not good. Okay, so Ted is hungry, have some soup. We are not going out. We found some weird mushrooms growing on one of the walls. Food shortage is no laughing matter, so maybe it would be a good idea to grab a mushroom bite or two. What's the worst that could happen? Abject poisoning? Hallucination? A lot of things can go wrong when you eat stray mushrooms. I hear knocking. That's always ominous. We may be hungry, but there are some things we will never eat. Wall fungus is one of them. Okay, Ted, you're doing alright. We are not going out. Oh gosh. There's an armed and dangerous woman outside. Fortunately, she's out of ammo. She tells us she hunts the wild beasts of the wastes, and right now she's on the trail of a giant mutated spider. We're pretty sure she's lost her mind. What are you going to do to that spider, lady? Put it on a leash? She promises that if we help her, she will return the feather another day. We can't, because we used our ammo. Sorry, lady. Please don't get eaten by a spider. Okay, day 57. What are we gonna do, Ted? What are we gonna do? Okay, this woman says she hunts mostly for food. Clearly, she's an uncivilized savage. Delicious soup is what decent people eat these days. We were not amused and didn't give her anything. Ted is thirsty. Is this just going to be like us plodding along until Ted dies from thirst or something? A knock on the door is not something we take lightly these days, so when a man came to our door today offering us a highly profitable game of cards, we weren't convinced. Is a bet of 2 soup cans in a card game a reasonable choice in our situation? We have got 3.75. We would be halving our food supply if we did this, so no, we are not doing that. Sorry, not sorry. We need to survive. Day 58. Ted, what has happened? Gambling is a terrible habit. What kind of example is that to set the kids? Well, since you killed the kids, it doesn't really matter, does it? We need supplies, but we're not getting them like that. We'd sooner rob someone. Yeah, you've done that too. The old folks. We sent that man away. Good riddance. Okay, no supplies needed. We are not going out. Oh gosh. And they are back. They're back to kill us, and all we've got is a harmonica, so let's hope for the best. This could be the end. I think we may have just died. Day 59. No, we didn't die, but we no longer seem to have a harmonica. Which means we live to see another day. Our attempt at producing beautiful, sorrowful music that would soften their hearts resulted in a cacophony of hellish noises instead. The attackers ran away, covering their ears. They will probably be back. And if they are, we have got literally nothing to defend ourselves with. Our favourite radio station has stopped broadcasting. When we tried other frequencies, we found nothing but static. Are all of the stations gone? Maybe we should tinker with our radio to increase its range. Why not? How bad can it go? Famous last words. Day 60! Cool, we've been here a while. It's like 2 months in this place. Well, we did what we could, but we still can't hear a thing. Damn it! Okay, Ted is both hungry and thirsty. Have some snacks. We're not going out. It's just not going to be a good idea. We could really use some more supplies. We counted out all of them today, and the numbers did not make us happy. Time to do something about it. We know that a teacher from a local school managed to rescue a bunch of kids and lead them to a nearby building, where they're relatively safe. And we could really use whatever they had. We could really use it, right? Yes? Because they might have something that could help us get rescued? But then no, because if we go out, someone's going to come nick our shelter because there's no one else here. I mean, we're doing it. We've got to take a risk. We need to try and get somewhere. Day 61. Are we dead? No, we survived. What did we steal? 4 soup cans. We are now richer in some supplies, but for some reason we don't feel very good about it. No longer thirsty, no longer hungry. Magical. We are rich in soup. Right, the more we know about what's going on outside, the better for us. Let's gather around the radio and see if we can tune into a station. Good plan. Uh-oh, knocking. It's day 62. What is happening? Oh, we broke the radio again. Oh, damn it. Something blew up inside the radio and the wretched thing caught fire. We were able to put it out, but it doesn't work anymore. Well, that's no good, is it? At breakfast, we heard a knock on the door. It was a man with a rather excessive number of arms. He had told us his group was having a hard time finding supplies. Wherever they go, they got shot at first sight and asked questions later. It's probably because of their appearance. The friendly mutant presented us with an offer. In exchange for some supplies, his folk would escort us on our next expedition and make sure we got back home safely. Oh, that's pretty neat. Sure, have some soup. I'm pretty sure we've got tons of that, right? Yeah, 7.5. Have some soup. Lovely. I still don't think going on an expedition is a particularly safe idea, but it's good to know. Right, the stranger quickly became a friend when we agreed to his terms. It doesn't cost us that much, and we think we will sleep easier knowing that we will come back safely from our next trip to the surface. Ted is in need of some water. All hands on deck. Oh gosh, there are people on the other side of the door. We are about to die. This is it, folks. This is it. I'm pretty sure we are dead. The end. Oh dear. This is the end. Our shelter was penetrated by bandits and there was nothing we could have done. It's over for us. We're doomed. Doomed. Well, we tried. We really tried. But I think that's about it. So, there you go. Thank you so much for joining me on this glorious mission, even though we perished. If you'd like to leave a like on the video or subscribe to the channel, that would be magnificent. And until next time, goodbye!